We're waiting for Geshe to arrive. I thought it would be nice to recite the foundation of all good qualities in the flyer. So if we start on page 3, the foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again, please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. We can all read this out loud together. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsaric pleasure is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all other migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So we left off on the first full verse on page 5, the one that starts with, even if I develop only bodhicitta. So when Geshe arrives, we'll start with the 7-limb prayer, which is on page 27 in the Gold Prayer Book. And the if he wants us to say the Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra, that's on page 34. And if you know, he says, he gives an explanation and so forth, and then there's a gap between the prayers. The Refuge and Bodhicitta prayers on page 98. That's after the mandala offering, but sometimes he'll say something after the mandala offering, and then we might do, for example, we might do the Medicine Buddha practice on page 34, so then we have to come back to page 98 for the Refuge and Bodhicitta prayer. And usually he says it so fast I can't tell you what page it's on. So. So turn to page 27 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll chant the 7-limb prayer. Gosum gupe gone chatselo ngesham yitu chertim malubu tomene saditun tam cheshag kepagewanam lajeiram korwamatom bardule june rola cherki kolo korwadam dajengenan janchuche porngom. I'll turn to page 97. 97. At the bottom you see short mandala offering, so we'll chant that. Saji perki jushi meto tamri rablishi nitegen padi sangye jingdu mi Jetsun Lama Dampa Kenam Kichur Kukala Kensei Chujin Trik Chitatsampe Dujensimam Laja Gecheki Charpawaptuso Idam Guru Ratamandalakam Niryatayami.
Heart Sutra, Heart Sutra.
The Heart Sutra is on page 76. And this, the stanza that I say is not in your book. I pay homage to the sublime mother of the victorious ones of the three times, the inexpressible, inconceivable, and indescribable perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceasing, and has the nature of space, and which is the object of perception of self-aware primordial wisdom. So do you want us to say the whole sutra? Okay.
Yeah.
I prostrate to the Arya, triple gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Bhagavan was dwelling on massive Vulture's mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagavan was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perception. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara. How should any son of the lineage train who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomena. There is no I element, and so on up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly, completely awakened to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Teata gate gate parasam gate bodhi soha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that. It is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan, having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharabhatiputra, the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara, and those surrounding in their entirety, along with the worlds of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. Now the prayer to the line-faced Dakini on the opposite page. I prostrate to the gathering of Dakinis in the three chakras, who abide in the holy yoga of using space. By your powers of clairvoyance and magical emanation, look after the practitioners like the mother her child.
21 times.
Now page 82.
Please visualize deep down from your heart all the obstacles being removed through the power of the sutra. So, Teyata, Gade Gade, Paragade, Parasam Gade, Bodhi, so.
By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be pacified. Shintam Guru Yesoha. May all negative forces opposed to Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and harmful conditions to Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, and may there be auspiciousness and perfect happiness here, right now.
So this is very, very powerful sutra to remove obstacles. So whenever you feel there are some kind of obstacles, you recite the mantra. So usually when we recite mantra, we pull the beads inside, That's like drawing the blessings. So this mantra is like removing the obstacles. You push the beads outward like this, because it's removing obstacles. So then you recite the Akasamana, Akasamana. So then visualize and do 3 claps. Okay, so this is very powerful mantra. Also the sutra, is very powerful because the sutra explains the emptiness. That's why it's so powerful. Emptiness. The understanding of emptiness will cut the root of all the problems. Root of all the problems. So that's why it's so powerful. Emptiness. Deeper understanding of emptiness will cut the root of all the problems. That's why it's so powerful. Like whatever text that explain emptiness, so that text is considered as a powerful text. So the sutra, Heart Sutra, explain the main subject of the Heart Sutra is emptiness. So therefore, reading about emptiness, thinking about emptiness, meditating on emptiness, this is very powerful things to do. So that's why it removes obstacles. Okay, so also is a part of the traditions, also part of the traditions. What happened long time ago, when Buddha Shakyamuni was in India, so there are a group of people, they come to the monastery to make offerings. Some of them have like ill will, ill intentions, like how is it, bad intentions to to execute that, like whatever the goal might be, so execute that goal, so they make, offerings to all this monastery, they make offerings to support their like the negative intentions, So then eventually they realized, the congregation realized that, so then they, before that, let the benefactor into the temples, so they recite Heart Sutra to remove ill will, negative intention. They recite Heart Sutra, they do 3 claps. So then after that, benefactor can come inside the temple, say then do prostrations, so then, like those ill intentions, there will be no result for those negative intentions, Only that's why, that's how the reciting Heart Sutras become part of the traditions in the puja, in the prayer gatherings. So, so then, so I think it's good to know, even just hearing about the emptiness is kind of like purifies, it kind of purifies, it's kind of cleansing, it kind of cleans. Even recite the Heart Sutra, a very powerful sutra. It's very short, easy to say, very short. So then maybe now back to the foundation of the good qualities. Come on now, so now see which stanza we stop. Chukila, remember?
We were on stanza 8 on morality.
Three types of morality, right? What is the, said in Tibetan, what it says in
Tibetan or English?
Tibetan.
In Tibetan. Samsam Kekyan
Ale. Sensam Jeja, Chudino Zona Common, Chujum Dubiso, Combination, Chanjum Dubis, Samsam Jeja, Chudum Namsumla. So, hundreds of thousands of different types of Buddhist law practice. When you summarize them, then you summarize those into 6 professions. 6 professions. So 6 professions. Then when you summarize the 6 professions, you summarize the 6 professions into 3 types of morality. 3 types of morality. So. So first one is like abandoning the misdeed, morality of abandoning the misdeeds. Mainly, but the goal, intention is to benefit all breathing living beings. That's the intention. Primary intention is to benefit all breathing living beings. Benefit, that's the primary intentions. So then you do this, practice that moralities. Morality of abandoning misdeeds, so that directly benefits you, then indirectly benefit other living beings. Then second one, Gewachidi, like accumulating virtuous deed, practicing.
Gathering virtue.
Yeah, gathering virtuous activities, This is for you and for directly for you and for also others, So they divided that. First one is directly benefits you, then indirectly benefits all living beings. The second one, second types of practices, second types of moralities benefit directly to you or directly to other living beings. So then the last one, that's mainly benefiting, directly benefit other living beings. So other living beings. So there's 3 types of morality. So even though we generate bodhicitta, if you don't practice 3 types of moralities, so then like it's very hard to achieve full enlightenment. In order to achieve full enlightenment, that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal, to achieve full enlightenment. So that's why you how you say check bodhicitta. You generate bodhicitta. The goal, ultimate goal, is to achieve fully enlightenment. In order to do that, so you have to know that in order to do that, they need to think about the three types of morality. So without that, even though you generate bodhicitta, then you will not achieve fully enlightenment. Okay, that's why. Yeah.
So, can you repeat the three types of morality?
Because like abandoning the misdeed, morality of abandoning the misdeed. Oh, Gewa chudu, accumulating virtuous deed, morality of accumulating virtuous deed. Simje tuinje, the morality of benefiting other living beings. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Or if you want, I can say in Tibetan too. Sometimes Tibetan combatment, labor tone, labor tone, not just understand, not just understand, really understand, really like a deeper understanding. That's what one should do if one should aiming for fully enlightenment. Then that's what one should do. So not just understand that, to gain deeper understanding, to gain deeper lekbar tong means not just see, really see, like not just see, sometimes we see things we don't pay attention. If somebody asks you, then you say, I'm not sure whether I see, but you saw, but you don't pay attention. Not like that. Lekbar tong is really, really understand, not just understand. Okay, then with effort, so then practice. So then you will achieve fully enlightenment, with effort, then you practice. So, what is bodhicitta? Bodhicitta is the wish. It's the very powerful wish to benefit all breathing living beings. That's what bodhicitta is. Bodhicitta is to benefit all breathing living beings. Thinking about the well-being of breathing living beings day and night. That is bodhicitta. Breathing for well-being of other sentient beings. Eating for well-being of other sentient beings. Sleeping for the well-being of other sentient beings. Anything that you do, you dedicated that for the well-being of other sentient beings. It is like horse. Bodhicitta has a altruistic attitude. It's like horse. That horse, if we manage to ride that horse will bring us to happiness. Tewe chonga kuse cho means sadness. Now problems. Complication, difficulties, problems. Now problem, complication, difficulty. Cho, sadness. Tewe chonga kunse, kun means all, not just one or two, all sadness, all kind of difficulty, all kind of problems. Bodhicitta will eliminate them. Bodhicitta will eliminate all of them. Tewe chonga kunse, who said? Shantideva, Indian master Shantideva, and in his book Guide to Buddhism Way of Life, in his book, then Shantideva said, Tewe chonga kunse chanju semji tashyone. So if you manage to ride that horse, then they want to all happiness to happiness. Same year, sushi, julu, juice. If somebody has mind, why you get discouraged to ride that horse? The Shantideva said, if somebody has mind, why you discouraged to ride that horse? Because that horse will eliminate all the sadnesses, all the difficulties, all the problems. Not just that, it brings you to happiness, to happiness. So that's the what the stanza. Tewe chonga kusewe chanju semchi tashune. Then the one do Allah semyo sushi julu jurus. Shanti Deva said. Okay. Very powerful, very powerful. So like, of course bodhicitta is very powerful. Not easy to develop, not easy to actualize, not easy to generate. It does require effort. It does require effort, Mayana practice. True happiness begin cherishing others. Cherishing others, then your own true happiness begin. That's their belief in Mayana practice. So you work for others, then you get happiness. Helping others, that's the best way to be, the best way to develop happiness. Cherishing others is the door to all the happiness. So that's the Mayana practice. So there's a Buddha, like beneficial mind. Any types of beneficial mind, beneficial mind is very, very important. Any types of beneficial mind is very important to have for sake of your own happiness. So have. Tene semjine joba loba tamji sundu te ajeni rere mijoba sumga goyos. It's not just 3 types of morality. It's not just one is not enough. Need to practice 3 of them. Te tamje simje te chawa chukji la. So now here the person who wrote the commentaries and talking about 11 different ways to benefit breathing living beings. Breathing living beings. 11 different types of 11 different way of helping or benefiting living beings. So chukjila soba shendyo bashi ki simbe so now chukila you have like in English.
Yes.
So what is the first one is what it's called, and so I will try to explain that 11 different way of benefiting sentient beings. Okay, sentient beings, living beings. So what is the first one?
The Drokcha Gopa.
Oh.
Drokcha Gopa. That's the first one.
Chawacheba tang dungal ve trojicha dungal to chawacheba dungal to jaga vaje tene looking at the wrong page. Just wondering what happened. Looking at the wrong page. About to blame the page. Not myself. About to blame the books, not myself. Yeah, so Chukila, you just read, it's here, so maybe Chukila will read an explanation in English, please.
So Geshe, I looked up several different translations. So one is to act as a friend to those who need one. Another is accomplishing the welfare of those who need help.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yes. You want me to read all 11 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So number 2 is to give advice.
Yeah, also I'm checking too. While she's reading, I'm also checking here in the book, okay?
So number 2 is to give advice to those who are confused, or also accomplishing the welfare of those who are deluded as to what is relevant.
Second?
That's number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3 is to help those who need help, or accomplishing the welfare of those who have helped you.
Mm.
Then number 4,
Mm.
to protect those who are overwhelmed by fear,
You know?
or giving refuge to those afflicted with fear.
That's very good.
Number 5, to comfort those who are tormented by grief, or relieving the sorrow of those afflicted with sorrow.
You know, could be, you know, like people who is depressed, you know, depressions, also fall into that category. So, nyange jisiwa, nyange means, you know, overwhelmed by, you know, like sorrow, sorrow,
Sorrow.
sorrow, sorrow,
Sorrow.
sorrow,
Mm.
sorrow. Okay.
So number 6 is providing for those who lack things,
Mm.
or accomplishing the welfare of those who are destitute of requisites.
So somebody who's lacking of basic, you know, necessities. I say, when you look at the 6 perfections, the first one is like perfection of generosity. Why is that? Why it becomes why is the number 1 out of 6 perfections? Why does the first one is the generosity? Minam deva lonje mimilas. Human, we can compete with the divine celestial realms. You know, form realm, formless realm, they are celestial. Even within the desire realms, our realm is considered as desire realm, then form realm, formless realm. There are 3 different types of realms. Within the desire realm, there are celestial realms. Within the desire realms, there are also, you know, celestial realms. So human wealth cannot compete with their wealth. Even their one piece of their jewelry cannot compete with all the human wealth we put together. Cannot compete. Their piece of jewelry is worth much more than all the human wealth. So, minam deva lonje mila. So the human happiness. Without wealth, there will be no human happiness. Minam deva lonje mila. Who said that? Chandakriti. In where? In the Madhyamaka Avatara, I say, what is it called? Entering the middle way. Entering the middle way. That's the name of the text. That's the name of the books composed by one of the Indian masters called Chandakriti. He wrote that books. That book talks about emptiness. In the very beginning of that book, in the chapter number 1, when you look at that book, then you see Minam Deva Lonje Mimilas, Lonje Chanli, Lonje Chanli Jinli Jungchenes. Wealth is the result of, you know, practice of generosity. The wealth is the result of practicing generosity or wealth. Therefore, among 6 professions, the first one is profession of generosity, or being generous. Minam deva lonje changle jinle jungchin is result. Wealth is the result of, you know, result of generosity. Therefore, generosity has been taught first among those 6 professions. The first one is generosity. So without wealth, there will be no human happiness or pleasure, whatever you call pleasure or comfort, happiness, whatever you call. There will be not without wealth. So therefore, you know, so giving, you know, giving is good things. Giving, sharing is good things. Good things. So because the body doesn't go, maybe body probably, you know, doesn't goes on like mind, but body, you know, like when we die, body will be cremated, then it becomes ashes, you know, it becomes something, but, you know, some kind of substance. But the mind goes on. It will take, you know, some different types of form, based on how you live your life, based on your actions. Then, you know, there are different types of form will take place based on based on your how like say based on your deeds, based on your deeds, not because somebody decided where you go, based on your deeds. So then the next rebirth will determine by our deeds. So therefore, every action matter, every action counts. Not like only people who practice Buddhism, their action counts. Other people doesn't matter. Whatever good thing they do doesn't matter. So they don't get back. They don't go like higher realms. Not like that. Equally, all believer, non-believer, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, all every action count. Every action matters. Even animals, every action matters. So next rebirth will be determined by our deeds, so which is powered by mind. Physical, verbal deeds are powered by mind. Powered by mind. So mind is the one, the important one. Mind. Mind is the very important one. Mind. If the mind is good, the action doesn't look as spiritual, but it's still spiritual. Even though it doesn't look like spiritual, but it is spiritual because of the mind, intention. So then goes on. So whatever deeds that we do, deeds of giving, sharing, all that counts. All that counts. So result will be, Jimbe Longje. Result of giving is generates wealth. Result. Timji there, practicing morality will bring higher rebirth. Jimbe Longje Timji there. Seve Dang there. Result of practicing patience will be like good looking. Good looking. That's a result of practicing patience. Timji de, Jibelonja Timji de, Sube Dang de, Zumbe Ju, doing things joyfully, doing things joyfully, especially doing good things joyfully. It brings calm mind, peaceful mind. Result will be calm mind, peaceful mind. Sube Dang de, Zumbe Ju. Someday, Chishi, the calm mind. Is there a difference between calm and peaceful? Well, calm doesn't mean peaceful. Does calm mean peaceful? Calm means harmless mind. Just like can say if somebody is not physically active, you can't just say calm. Calm is not refers to physical; it's very much part of the mind. Harmless mind, mental continuum is the result of doing good things happily. Happy doing it happily. So they're talking about the six perfection, the result. Then someday the concentration, doing like concentration meditations. So then the result will be peaceful mind. That means there's some joy. Calm doesn't mean joy, right? Calm. Yeah, so then the practicing doing things mindfully, being mindful, and like concentrations, focus, single pointed meditations produce peaceful mind. Peaceful, not just calm. Of course calm, then plus peaceful. Peaceful. Tranquility without using tranquilizer. No need to use tranquilizer, then there will be tranquility. Tranquility. So, that's the number 5th perfections. Number 6, wisdom. Result liberation, freedoms, Law you throw, wisdom frees, liberates. So these are the result of the 6 perfections. First one, wealth, like that, okay? So then, being generous, otherwise holding very tightly on the possessions, wealth. You see all kinds of people. Some people have like millions and millions of dollars, not able to enjoy. Probably have karma to make money, but not karma to enjoy money. Yeah, so that's, when you travel, so I go different places, I see different people all the time, and some people, because of karma to make money and not karma to enjoy money, very tight. And looking for, like, going to the grocery store and looking for the food that's like half price, or maybe it's only good for a couple of days. Buy that, So, but you do have money, but you don't somehow. I'm not sure what you call disease or whatever it call. Maybe like karmic disorder. Karmic disorder or something. So then, buying wearing the clothes like like poor people in India. So they wear that clothes because they have no money to buy new clothes. So that's why they wear. And there, you have a lot of money, but you don't wear new clothes. So you see things like that. And then, like sometimes that, you live in a $1 million house, multi-million-dollar house, but it turns out that you are not human being. You are just dog or cat living in a multi-million-dollar house. But you do create the karma to live in multi-million-dollar house, but not as a human, as an animal. So, and you've been treated like animals. You've been treated like people, but you are animals. So, what happened that you be generous, but you don't practice ethics, moralities. So then the result, so like experience the result into the lower rebirth. You experience that, but not in a human form. Such as like Naga. So I don't think American people believe in Naga. Do you believe Naga?
Some believe in ghosts, which are kind of similar.
Naga, like, but you do talk about like how's a mermaid, or marmot, what is it called? Mermaid. You do draw a mermaid. Anyway, so that's called Naga, Naga. So, some of them are very wealthy, but they are not human. They are animals. Animals. So anyway, so the same text. I'm not just making this up. You can read. The text is composed by Indian master many hundreds of years ago. I'm just quoting that text. Not practicing ethics, but being very generous, but not practicing ethics, then you'll experience the result is wealth. You'll experience that wealth into lower rebirth, like cat, dog, So many years ago, I heard that somebody left like many millions of dollars with one dog, somewhere from New York. One dog ended up with million or billions of dollars, I don't know. So much money, what did you do? But you get result, but don't know what to do. So even don't recognize. If you show $1, you don't recognize it's $1, or with a piece of paper, it's same. No, you don't recognize. But somebody gave you $1 million, so. Like not practicing ethics. So that's what happens. That's what happens. Experience the result. So much wealth in Naga realms. Be born as a Naga. So much wealth. Not much use. Not much useful. Same. Yeah, when you go around the lakes, so you see the what is it called that stroller. Then you say, look, then there's one dog sitting there, being treated like people. So, and no, not just that. No, I'm not criticizing. You see, why it's happening like that? Why it's happening like that? No, that's good things. People there, and it's very good to know people like treated animals very well here. Very good. But wondering, what not, and dress, then they shape hairs, they put color there, ribbon there, all kind of things, treated like people, but you are not. You can't. So then, like, there are some karmas there, then what went wrong? Not practicing ethics. According to the teachings, that's what happened. Oh, yeah. So you read that book called Entering into the Middle Way, Madhyamanga Avatara, composed by Chandrakriti, one of the Indian masters, many many generations ago. So you read that text, it is there. Okay? Oh, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, so I just want to say. So number 6?
Number 7?
Number 7.
So I have a few different translations. They didn't all agree. So acting as a mentor to those who wish to meet a spiritual teacher. Or benefiting those who want a dwelling.
Dwelling, what is dwelling?
Place to live.
That's accurate one.
Okay.
Dwelling, that's the one. Providing shelter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah. The number 8.
So number 8.
This is like 11 different way of benefiting other living beings. Okay.
Accomplishing the welfare of those who desire mental harmony.
They're very good.
The number 9 is praising those who are engaged in what is correct.
And that basically, like doing good deeds,
Number 10, accomplishing the welfare of those proceeding wrongly, or admonishing those who are engaged in what is wrong.
Does it make sense? What is say it again?
Admonishing those who are engaged in what is wrong, like scolding.
Oh.
People who are engaged in what is wrong.
Oh. Scolding. Oh. How loud? That's very important to know. How loud? Did you say how loud?
It doesn't say.
I'm just joking.
Well, how would you say?
Well, I meant admonishing is in kind of, it's warning them that maybe what they're engaged in, as opposed to scolding someone, which is, more punitive. So admonishing would not be so loud necessarily.
Yeah, another one says just benefiting those who proceed wrongly. Another says helping sentient beings who are on a wrong path and need help to reverse direction.
So probably like if you know somehow you need to stop, otherwise you just let that person create like negative karma for nothing. It's not good. But now the question is like with very like skillful way, like not scolding very gently. So here in the West, you do that very well. You do that very well in the West. In Asia, probably not sure, like probably they at least in Tibetan community, yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. It's very interesting. It's called purification. It's called purification. It's called purifications. But the person like who receiving that probably don't think like that. But it doesn't call whip, it's called purifications.
You're being serious?
In monastery, huh?
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious, yeah. In the monastery called Nyeta, there's Nyeta. It's called purification. So when you receive one, you don't think all the time, but once in a while, then you do think. It's very like, see, like you did something wrong, then you get spanked. It's over. It's finished. It's over now. There's nothing left. It happened. It's over. It's over. So I don't know how to explain. Mentally, you feel good. You feel good because you are free of any like guilt. There's no guilt. There's no guilt. You did something wrong. You get spanked. It's over. It's finished. It's finished. From your side, it's done. Your side, you say, okay, you already paid, and the other person who's looking after you, so you have no longer problems. It's finished. Konyeta purification. Interesting. But you do just once in a while, then you do think, but not every time when you receive, spank, you don't take that as a purification practice, even though it's called like purification practice. The once in a while, then it does become purification. So the good thing then, after that, instead of feeling bad, then you feel good because it's over, it's done, it's finished now. Nothing goes on, it's finished, it's over, And you don't think about that again, nobody will think about that again, it's finished, it's finished. So, called Nyeta. So, here you do that very well, gently explaining, guiding that person, like redirecting that person from the wrong path or wrong deed, whatever that person is doing. So, Majedra, I'm not sure how to say in Sanskrit, the Majedra, that's the name of the king. Who imprisoned his father, so then Hlinji, that's the Buddha's cousin, Hlinji, Devadatta, that's Buddha's cousin. So he has idea, so then he's going to eliminate Buddha. Then the Majedra, his father was king, and that powerful king. And Majedra, then Devadatta told Majedra, you finish your father, I will finish Buddha, so then you rule, you become king, then I become the spiritual leader. So then we rule. They make plans. So then Devadatta did all kinds of things to kill Buddha, of course. If your mind is free from all the disturbing thoughts, you can kill. You cannot kill. There's no fear. You can kill, even though you do all kinds of things. You cannot kill because that mind is completely free from disturbing thought. So anyway, so then like Majedra imprisoned his father. So then eventually, the long story short, so then he was very depressed. Majedra was very depressed and thinking that he killed his father. Actually, he did not kill his father. It's kind of accident. Accidentally, his father died accidentally. He did not physically kill his father. And he was really depressed. And here, that's what you said, depressed. He's really down. And eventually, probably somebody suggests him to go to see Shakyamuni Buddha. Then he said, okay, Buddha's not going to see me because I'm one of the most evil person on this planet. Buddha will not see. Then just eventually then went to see the Buddha. The Buddha did, receive him and with full of joy, and he was kind of surprised, like even like person like me, very evil, the Buddha don't treat me very badly. So then Buddha eventually did not scold very loudly. Oh, you are one of the worst person on this planet. Kill father. Did not say that. Buddha say it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And whatever you did, Buddha said, whatever you did is the good things. But, whatever you did is the good things. And eventually, because he was very much relief, hearing that from the Buddha, who is very renowned holy being in that part of the world. And eventually then he kind of like, immediately he kind of like not like sooner than later he overcome from his remorse. Then he thought about again, then he thought, oh, what Buddha told me directly, told me the person who killed parents, that's the best thing that person can do. So then he thought about that. He thought, oh, Buddha does not mean, I should not take that very literally. It doesn't mean as a physical parent. It means, anger, attachment. Then he, that's what Buddha, that's Buddha's intentions. At that moment, if you say, oh, you are one of the worst person that you kill your parents, doesn't help. Even though you are saying something truth, doesn't help. It does not help. So Buddha did not say that. Buddha said, whatever you did, that's the best thing one human being can do. And he was very surprised, and it helps him. So that eventually then he himself figures it out. Buddha does not mean killing parents, that's the best thing you can do. That does not mean that. It means, attachment, anger, all of that. Then he liberated himself from the samsara. Okay. So something like that, the number 10. Like, that's why I'm saying, if somebody here come here to help you to set the water bowl, if somebody do something like, we should not scold, should not scream. Gently, need to help, understand that. So now last one, the number 11,
Accomplishing the welfare of sentient beings who need to be disciplined by working wonders.
Oh.
Or another way they say, subduing those for whom it is appropriate through magical feats.
Oh, that's the correct one. Jutsu, magical, magic, jutsu, I'm not sure that's the best translation of jutsu. That's
supernatural powers?
Oh, that sounds much better, supernatural power. So that is also a result of concentrations, deeper level of concentrations. When you're able to sit and on single-pointed meditation, if you can sit long period of time, you can just focus on one object, nothing else. You can sit there long time. Then so the result of the single-pointed meditations, the supernatural power. There's different kinds of supernatural powers. Some of them allows you to, some of the supernatural power with jutsu, so allow you to remember 500 lives before this. Some of them 500 lives after this. Then different types. Some of them you can see like thousands and thousands of miles, whoever is there, you can see them. The world doesn't stop. You can hear the sound, thousand miles of sound you can hear. Different types of clairvoyance or supernatural powers. But human sometimes does have that similar one. It's not the authentic one. Sometimes the spirit called Juturu, Jejimba, some human, here that in the West, probably, in Tibet, if you have something, probably you won't know, only that village in the people knows, probably, here in the West, something happened, everybody knows, just within seconds, everybody knows. Here, some people, they talk to animals. So, recently I heard there's one lady, she works with the animals that have been abused, and she kind of knows that animals, but the way she does, she kind of visualize the picture. Basically it's like visualization. She visualizes the picture of the animals, and then what animal needs, then she visualizes that picture too. Then she sends the pictures, and somehow animals has able to communicate with her visualizations. So she heals, and she can tell what animals likes, even though she's never been around with these animals, and she can tell what the animal likes. And that's like kind of like the clairvoyance, but it's not the authentic one. It's like the similar one, people, human has, sometimes spirit, of course, spirit, has that. No, this is not authentic one. So Jutul, called supernatural power or clairvoyance. So, yeah, people all over the place. In Tibet, there's many of them. Then sometimes people feel something going to happen. They in advance they feel that and exactly happen. Something like there's like how is it, what you call like similar with the clairvoyance, not authentic. Authentic one, the result of single point in meditation. The result of single point in meditation, authentic one. Oh, yeah. So now these are the 11 different ways of benefiting sentient beings. Oh, is it clear? Oh, yeah. For the sake of knowledge. In India, like of course, like the majority of the Tibetan people outside Tibet live in India. So we have like what we call mirror lady. Mirror lady. There's one lady. You go to her and offer some money and Chodha, then she performs some kind of rituals, and she has this piece of brass mirror on the pile of rice. Then she put it there. Then she tells you, like you go with there so with some questions. Then she explains, that she sees like the sky, cloud, mountains, all kinds of. But when you look at that, that's just piece of brass, metal. Brass mirror. I went there a couple of times. I hope I won't see something. There's nothing. How is it to help? Or called divinations. Oh, there's many different ways of doing divinations. Sometimes they use rosaries. Sometimes they use dyes. Sometimes they use piece of materials. And if you are very good, sometimes they just use their rope. The way they count and they just make, then they tells you what to do, what's going to happen. For example, if you're having like a court case, and like who's going to win, so then like that, there's many things. Teflon tip means like this. Now they call thumb. There's the being the size of thumb called Teflon. Actually, I'm not sure it's like that looks like human or does look. There are certain practices you can do. You can do like then you seal up all your environment. It has to be very secret. Then you seal up your environment. Then you do the 1 week or 2 week. You do that practice, and eventually you will see that figure. You see that figure. So then, based on that, some of them, their divination based on that. You don't see, but they are constantly talking, but you don't see them. That's how they explain. Some of them. And there's many different kinds. So, but in a big monastery, even though practice exists, monks have no interest to do this practice. Even the monks knows where the practice is, but nobody in the monastery does that practice. Nobody. People have no interest. It's like hard enough to know what's happening, what's going on in your mind. So it's going to be nightmare what's going on in other people's mind to knowing that. So anyway, big monastery, nobody has interest. They do know where the practice is, but nobody has interest. So I heard there's one monk now, he's somewhere in Europe, and he's kind of like, when he was in monastery, he's not really studying very hard. He's just, going around here, hanging out, So I heard that he did that practice. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know what happens. And usually this kind of things, people don't pay attention. People don't pay attention. So, there's all like clairvoyance, okay? Clairvoyance. Oh, Simjingi Tuen Chawa, Chukjila Soba, Shenjam Bashiki Simbal. So there's like 11 different ways of benefiting other sentient beings. So that to be Timshi, Kede, Shila. Shila, the Sanskrit word, means morality. Shila. Oh. So Amuga Shila, Sam Bara, Mahashuda, so the Pema Biguzi, Boza Daradara, Sam Amude, Boza Daradara, Samud Amul Aulokide, so there's like purifying, like The downfall, there's a mantra of the moralities. Amuga Shila, the Shila, there's ethics, morality. There's a mantra, Amuga Shila. Shila means morality, okay? Tini Chudim Shir Sunwe Tene Ranju Minji Chindukche. Foundation is the ethics. Based on these three types of ethics, based on the ethics, then you practice, six professions. Six professions, Ranju Minji. Mainly to help yourself. Help yourself. That she means not helping others. Then that's called for practice. For practice is not listed. Why I need to read different books, because they just mentioned the number, but they didn't list it. All the thing here. They just mentioned the number. So now Due Shi means of gathering or assembling disciples, means of gathering students or disciples or audience, whatever you call audience or congregation. So there's four. So that's mainly to benefiting others. And you have that. Let's hope is here. Otherwise, I don't know how to translate. Let's hope is here. Oh, good news is here. Good news. This book, Tibetan English Dictionary of Buddhist Terminology. Probably one of the Tibetan men from Dharamsala put it together. Koa Jimbas, first one is the four means of gathering disciple, student, congregation, audience, whatever you call it, so directly benefiting others. Okay, six profession is directly benefiting yourself. All of them based on ethics. No ethics, but that did count. Even though you are not practicing ethics, if you are giving, it will bring wealth. Even though you don't practice ethics, it will bring wealth. Or no, if you don't practice ethics, giving doesn't bring wealth. That's not true. It's not true. It will bring wealth. The question is, you are not going to enjoy that wealth in human form. You are going to enjoy that in probably the animal form. Then end up living with a multi-million-dollar house, or somebody leave millions of dollars in your name, like that. First one is called Koa Jimba. Koa Jimba means like giving whatever is necessary. Koa Jimba, whatever necessary. Ko means, ko means like necessity. Ko, Tibetan word, ko means necessity, like food, clothes, all of that. Koa Jimba. The first one, Koa Jimba. Because the initial word is like giving whatever is necessary. That's how they translate it. Giving whatever is necessary. Nyembar mawa. Nyemba, nyem means pleasant. Nyembar mawa. So like they hear the translation, speaking pleasantly. Speaking pleasantly. Nyembar mawa. Deko nyembar mawa. Then turn chumba. This is helping others. So.
Here they say working at the aims.
Working at the aims. Turn chumba. So consistency between word and deeds. Says what is it here?
Yeah, consistency of behavior.
And Make sense? Huh? For example, you say, oh, well, I should not lie, then you lie all the time. There's not being consistency with your deeds. That's just an example. Then you know, can be lie or killing or all kind of things, you know, like say something, yeah, so saying something, doing something. There's not being consistency with your deeds or behavior. You say something, then you know, like that. You know. Something that this is the helping others. Helping others, 4 means of helping, or 4 means of gathering the student directly called disciples, you know, students, but you know, can be audience or congregations or friends. 4 means of gathering friends could be applied to that too. No, there's nothing wrong. No, friends, no. Not the 4 we have gathering enemies. There's not 4 we have gatherings, no, like yeah, friends, disciples, students, congregation, all that. Okay. So that explains. So I promise we'll explain that, you know, today. And last Wednesday I promised, so that kind of, you know, finish that. 다 주름 실 송에 때네 ranjim jezo rerewas individual practice of 6 perfections. Jezo rerewa nirala yebes even the like Theravada practitioner also they practice this 6 perfection too. No, it's not that it's the uncommon practice of a Maya and a path. It's not 6 perfection is the not uncommon part of the Vajra Maya and practice. Even the Theravada, you know, like such as like Sri Lanka, Burma, then where Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, all of them, they also practice that. So they, you know, usually Theravada practitioners. So then like Japan, China, Tibet, Korea, then Vietnam, all of them, you know, practice Maya teachings. So Jinzo Rere wa Nirala Nirang Laya Yebes, they also practice that. Chintu Rere la Tudu Sawachini, Parjindu Doji, Chintu Parjindu Doji, Ti Rangi Mi Yoje, Chintu Parjindu Doji. So now that this one probably next Wednesday, okay? So Chintu Rere means each perfection, you know, you can practice combined with the 6 perfections. Generosity, you know, giving, let's say like being mindful as the first giving, of course there's no first perfections. What is what's say in English? Generosity, the first perfection, the giving itself. Then ethics, right? Morality. Yeah, so then, you know, the ethic has to be based. Otherwise, you know, result will be experienced in the lower rebirth. Ethics, you know, being as so you can think about 10 non-virtuous deeds, or think about that. Also think about 3 types of moralities. You know, so then giving. You know, so then giving is generosity, ethics. Make sense? Ethics. Soba. Then patience. You know, sometimes in the wedding, even though you are willing to give them right, that's also giving. You know, doesn't have to give money, giving a right. You may in the wedding like 30 minutes, 40 minutes extra time. So if you practice patience, so then there's patience there. Then doing it happily, joyfully. You know, not just I have to do. Oh my God, not like that. Anyway, you end up doing that, then you not get no married. No, just headache. No? doing the happily, Jimbo to doing the happily, Jimbo to the super, someday, then being mindful, doing while you are doing it, being mindful, concentrate, Otherwise, yeah, you could lose your attention very easily, so easily. Primary intention is to help. You experience, you to go to the store, together, and the person just disappears quickly. Then you don't know why the person is. The store here is like gigantic, it's not a small store. You lose someone, you can not easy to find. There's like you go through like 21 different aisles, at least, and aisles not that short. It's like meter long, so people can see it there. So then you intentions to bring their good intentions. Then after that you lose that person. So then you wait, then you see how your mind get deteriorated. Then you are planning to. Then you are all this time you are planning what to say. When that person show up, first thing that you are going to say, "Oh, I'm so happy to," that you are enjoying greatly. No, you don't say that. You say something else. You already prepare what you're going to say. More likely you are not going to be happy. That person is not going to be happy to hear that. Whatever is happening, happen. Like that. So the being like focus. That you don't lose that. You focus. Focus on concentration. So what's going to just someday shut up. So then wisdom, analyzing, or maybe what to give, when to give, then like the portion, the amount, all of that, like when to give, and how to give, and all this, the trying to figure it out. That's all the wisdom. That's just example. Then you practice 6 perfections with the giving. So the same, you apply same. Okay, make sense? The giving can be combined with the 6 perfections. That's what it says. So then same generosity, then ethics, then patience, then joyful effort, then concentrations, then wisdom. You can combine all of them like that. Okay. So then it becomes, how you say, paramita. Then it becomes 6 paramita. How is the paramita? Perfections? Or perfection or paramita, the Sanskrit paramita, then it goes beyond than just normally giving, it goes a little bit beyond than that. It goes a little bit beyond. If you combine giving with the 6 things, then this giving is become like more than just giving. Then it becomes paramita, perfection. It becomes 6 perfections or paramita, or go beyond. So people give all the time, but how many people give with combined with these 6 practices? So then giving becomes very special, not just ordinary giving. So then that becomes the cause for fully enlightenment. Okay, if you motivate. That's then how that Rangju on one's own mind stream called Rangju means ripening, because it's raw. Now it's ripening. Ripening means like it's being nurtured. It's being nurtured. The mind stream, one's own mind stream being nurtured. That Cheba Parjin Tamaniji, particularly last 2 perfections, he says Chebar, particularly last 2 perfections. Tamanina loves Narchi, Chudim Chiteng, Shilani Gube. So, in order to practice that last 2 perfections, what you need, of course, you need ethics, moralities, not just that. Then on top of that, you need special, the common binding and special insight. Or you say like in Sanskrit word, you say vipassana and shamatha and vipassana. So I think some of our members, they go to Vipassana retreat. Sometimes they go to Vipassana retreat. So here the Vipassana is the result of shamatha. No shamatha, there will be no Vipassana. No, Vipassana is called Haktong. Seeing something that hasn't been seen before. Because of the power of your concentrations allows you to see something that hasn't been seen before. You're seeing something extra. Hak, extra. Tong means see. Seeing something extra. Oh, that's called special insight. Special insight, because there's special insights produced by single-pointed concentrations. Highest level of single-pointed concentration is called shamatha or karma abiding. That produce special insight. Why it's called special insight? Because it's very special because you see something that hasn't been seen before. Then you see that. What is that? That is emptiness. That is emptiness. So it's not like different shape, color, the same. The shape doesn't change, color doesn't change. There's nothing special there. What hasn't been seen, emptiness. Emptiness. Oh, so that's called Haktong. Okay. Göbeshe tene phe kajik jinyang charma chukba natum deva shinetang. So even in Tibet it happened. Lama saying that the person who wrote this commentary is saying phe kajik, some Tibetan back in Tibet, some Tibetans. What they do, they meditate. What they do, they try to go blind. They try to go blind. Pekaji jiya charma juba natum deva shinenta. They thought, oh, that's karma abiding. That's karma abiding. Actually, it's not karma abiding. That's ignorance. It's not karma abiding. You're just meditating on ignorance. And the first, how you go blind. How you go blind? Do you know how you go blind? Not blind. How you say it? Blind?
Where you can't see.
Huh? Yeah. No, not blind means eye blind. Usually, mind. Oh, blind. So talking about this profession, there's no wisdom here. How you say blank? Blank, oh, blank, not blind, sorry, so, not blind. I'm not asking you how to go blind. Do you know? I'm not asking you, do you know how to go blind? No, that's a mistake. Blank. The Tibetan word, there's more words. Sometimes, usually English has more words. Tibetan has few words. In this case, Tibetan has more words. Chiriyang charmachuk means go blank. Do you know how to go blank? I don't know. I never went blank. My head is always full with there's always meeting here. There's no blank. There's always meeting. No blank. There's no recess. There's no recess. It's always active, always meeting happening. Chiriyang charma chukba. Chiriyang charma means chiriyang charma means nothing. Think about nothing. Basically, think about nothing or go blank. Same thing. Chiriyang charma chuk literally means not thinking about anything. Not thinking about anything. That's hard. First of all, that's quite hard to do. But if you manage to do that, then if you believe there's karma abiding, that is a mistake. That's not karma abiding. That's basically like, I'm not sure. In the Zen practice, I participated in Switzerland, in Zurich. When I was in Zurich, I went with one of my friends. She's kind of like insisting me to go with her, the Zen meditation. I've never been to Zen meditations. So what they do, so you go there early morning. So I went there. So there's a number of people. Everybody facing towards the wall. Yeah. Only like 2 feet, distant 2 feet. I just sit there. I have no idea what to do. I just sit there and got bored. and you are not able to see there and there. So there's somebody say somebody going to whip you. So, so then basically you sit there and then face the wall. And after they sit quite a long time. After 45 minutes, then you stand up, and nobody's saying anything. You just sit there. So, and I just went there because of her. So, and I thought, okay, no going again. And maybe try to think nothing. So in my case, I'm thinking a lot because my mind's wondering why you're sitting like that. For me, it doesn't help. Maybe some people it does help. So anyway, then thinking in the darkness, in the dark room. Like people do all kinds of things.
Geshe, do you even think that's possible, to think nothing?
If you're born in the tube of the samsara, then there's nothing to think. Formless realm. GMS. Then it's like there's ways to go, but it requires some guts. How is it? Some guts or gut. So what happened? People are so sick of all these gross emotions. They are so sick of this gross mindset. So then they look down on gross mindset. That's the one way to probably to reach to think nothing or go blank. So GMS. Then there's one practice of Gobenyam. Without strong single-pointed meditation, all of them is not going to happen. You can just learn, just read, and you just have intellectual understanding like me. That's pretty much it. That person is like so has the hijom is very much has the sondu, chowa feeling. Discriminations, and feeling, gross. Not disgusting, but gross. And very much has disturbed by those gross feeling, gross discriminations. So they look down on that. That's one way to lead. That practice eventually will lead you to think nothing. So think nothing. Oh yeah. And then you probably going to be born in some realms. In the beginning, you just have awareness. Oh, I was born. That's it. Till you are dead, there will be no gross this mindset, and it's probably like how you say somebody drug. How you say? Drugged. Drug. Then in the last moment, then you say, oh, then you have another awareness. Oh, I'm going to die. There's two things. Then between there, nothing happens. It's just, but that doesn't mean you are dead, but you are alive, very much alive. Nothing happens like that. So that kind of realms. You want to go? Yeah. So we have a lot of time. So it's a Sunday, 11:50. Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days to go. What time is it now?
Oh, it's 8:28.
Yeah, so stop here, stop. So then continue next Wednesday. Yeah. Dage chinye saben gawa de den dan rowa gunlang kombe dan jaban jazo long zong no ba yete be ni mo den do sa she sho. Yeah, namu dedication.
In the gold prayer book, please turn to page 263, and we'll read the final Lamrim dedication. 263. From my two collections, vast as space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all lives, Manju Shri. May I find the best of completed, graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings, the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted boundless peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time, by even this graded path to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their sons. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may notions of prosperity spread everywhere. I'll turn to page 244 and 245, and let's read the short long life prayers. Kanira we kolwe shinkamdi, pendan dewa malu shumene, Cherry Sewa Tenzin Gyatsoyi, Shape Site Badu Tenjuchi, Jonu Ien Alan Washortu, Awatare Sembara Sopa, Lozan Gewe Deton Le Pelcho, Shaso Gengyola Masowade, Tupsu Chanjin Jangun Gewe, Tenzin Kyompewe Kunzu Do Potse Choksum Kurwele Muntudu Padok Soduje Kundu Japten Sho Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha.
Oh yeah, thank you. And have a wonderful night. Enjoy the weather.